All right, so our fills are complete, but everything's black and white. Now what do we do? Well, now what you would do is you would need to go into each individual fill and you would need to give it a flat color. This will help you just get a better sense of your color balance around the room. Make sure that you don't have too much of one color on one side, too much of another color on another side. So again, we'll start with the back of the room, and we can just add in basic block color. We know that I know I want to make the floor hardwood, and I'm just going to use kind of a theme of maybe sort of gold or cream colors and blue colors in the room. I really like the combination of these three colors. So I'm going to try and repeat that often throughout the scene. Now, for the purposes of this video, obviously going through and coloring in each one of these fills is just going to be a lot of boring stuff. So once again, I've done all of this stuff in advance, and all I've done is I've gone into each layer that is a fill layer, and I've added a color overlay to it. You may choose to do this. However, I do want to warn you that if you do choose to do color overlays on everything, all of these additional layer styles that you add on can really swamp your computer. It depends obviously on how much detail you have in your room. So just be careful with that. But you can see we're going to add in some of these effects. And we'll start with the windows. Just getting those colored nicely. And then we'll do our blinds. Right, you can sort of see how all of that turns out once we add those colors in. All right, let's go to our planter stands and let's color those. We'll use a different color than the wooden floor here. I've got just black and white frames. That's fine. That doesn't really need a color overlay, but the butterflies probably do. So I'm going to turn those into blue morphos, I think, and we'll give them a nice blue shine on the walls. The bookcases, I'm going to leave these dark for now. It's not really all that important to color those in. Eventually they're probably going to have a little bit of color added to them, but we'll handle that later. Layer. So many layers. Oh my goodness. Right. So what happens, we'll fill in these shelves and these books. Very good. So there's our first shelf. We've got our case here. Actually, yeah. This one should be filled in this color, and it's not. Color overlay. Let's grab that color. Where were we? Back up here. Again, I'm trying to keep my color choices very minimal, really kind of within the ballpark of those first three walls. All right, finally our books are all set. We'll keep the slippers gray. Got a fill for my chair here. It's a little dark, but we'll take care of that in a little bit. How about some gold pillows? Then we've got our table. We've got the legs filled here. How about our tray? Yeah, we'll make that a nice cream color. And then the garbage can all be gray, doesn't really. The garbage is not super important. Let's give the mug a little bit of character. Let's do that side table. Let's do the frame on the side table here. And then get our lamp a little bit of color. And then finally we're onto our pots and our plants. And that about does it. That would be all of our main line and fill technique being taken into sort of a color zone. So now we're going to go through our scene, and we're going to, in our next video, we're going to start cleaning up what we see here. We're not going to worry about lighting too much. We're going to get just kind of a sense of where light might hit and what that might look like, but we're going to start cleaning up this line work and getting rid of things and start adding in a few textures and details before we get into any lighting. So we'll stop there for now. Again, remember to just keep your colors tight when you're putting these together. Try and keep your scheme to, between 2 and 4 colors. Try not to go over 4. 3 is great, and then if you have some variants of those 3 colors, super. Again, don't worry right now also if you can't distinguish, like this chair is too dark, or that'll all be fixed later. All you're doing is just sort of filling in the gaps in your mind so that you can imagine the next phase of this room.